Okay, in this video, I want to go through all the different ways you can add filaments to your inventory on the 3dspooltracker.com website. So when you first log in, this is where you're going to land. This is your dashboard. And to add filaments to your inventory, there's a couple different buttons here, but anywhere you see an Add-Spool, click that. And here are the different ways you can do it. So you can scan or take it from a photo. You can choose from items that are already in the catalog. So if it's in the catalog, you can just pick it. If you have something in your inventory already that you've bought more of and you just want to duplicate it, that's what from existing is. And then you can also just enter everything in manually if you'd like to do that. The ones here at the bottom, if you have a Spool Inspector, there's an RFID version of that coming out. And what these will allow you to do is if you buy like Bamboo or Elegoo, any brand like eSun that will be offering Tiger Tag format, and more will be supported later. All you have to do is take the spool, put it on the inspector, it'll read the tag, and then add it to inventory. So let's start at the top here. I'm actually going to show scan/photo two different ways because you can do this on the desktop, but you can also do it on mobile. It's a little bit friendlier on mobile. So on desktop, here's what you see, and it's pointing over there at my desktop, but I've put a box of Elegoo PLA over there. And so this is what you'll see. Just put the spool in view of the camera, click the tile down here. It uses AI vision to try and figure out what the spool is. This one, like it says Elegoo on the barcode and some other things, but it's been trained and I constantly refine it. So it doesn't necessarily have to have the brand on there. Like it knows what some look like eSun and some others. It's pretty good, especially with the major brands. Some of the minor brands, like the boutique brands, like you get off Amazon, like it might not know what those are, but certainly all the major brands. And so here you can see it detected it. It found it as Elegoo PLA, beige PLA, which is exactly what it is, a 1,000 gram roll. And so that's perfect. If it doesn't come up with an exact match, you can edit and tweak it. So maybe it's brown and it thought it was beige. You can modify that. But once it does that, then you can just go ahead and add it to inventory. Here it will put you on the add new spool screen with everything pre-populated. This is the simple mode. You can switch to advanced where you can enter like when you bought it, when you opened it, all that stuff. I'm just going to stick with the basics here on the simple screen. And so here it shows, like I said, everything's pre-populated. You choose whether it's a full spool or partial. This one's full. It knows what the spool weight is, so that's how it determines remaining weight later if you're weighing it. You can do that with the Spool Inspector or just with the kitchen scale if you'd like to do that. I have a couple locations set up. I'm actually in the office, so I'm going to choose that. And then you create spool, and it's that easy. If you have a label printer, you can print a label at this point. I use Nimbot. It supports Nimbot, Fomimo, Avery labels. You can just print to paper if you want. But I like to do this so that I have a label on the spool that's human readable, especially in the case where I'm using aftermarket or refills on like bamboo spools or Sunlow spools where it's not written anywhere. So I'll print a label out and put it on there. If it has RFID, you can even tag it at this point. But that's it. So that's the easiest way to add a spool today. And then I'm going to cut here and I'm going to show you what that looks like on the phone. My phone. So I'm back at the dashboard. I'm going to click Add Spool. I'm going to find a different filament. And so I just do scan photo, add from photo. It'll bring up my camera. And this one's a bamboo. So I just point it at the label or the spool or whatever I have. Take a picture. If I like it, okay. It'll do the same analysis. And then there it found it's bamboo PLA basic, jade white. Yep, so in this screen on the mobile, if the variant's wrong and it was matte or whatever, you can change that, or the color, you can change that. But it got it this time 100%, so I'm just going to say add jade white to inventory. Same screen as you just saw on desktop. I'm going to go ahead and set the location to office, create the spool, and then again, I can print a label here directly to the Nimbot. I don't have to have it connected via USB. It connects over Bluetooth, same with the Fomimo, but I can quick print a label and then move on. Now there is this concept of batches, so if you're adding a bunch of spools to your inventory, you can start a batch and then just print all of the labels at the end if you choose, or you can do them individually, whatever you prefer. Okay, so that's the AI vision or the scan from photo or whatever you want to call it for adding to your inventory. Now, when you join the site, if you are not a paid member, once you join the site for the first 30 days, you can do 40 of those AI scans. For example, if you want to load up your inventory all at once, going forward on the free account, it allows up to 15 of those. And the reason for that is there is a bit of a cost, like that's an AI vision that it calls out to do. On the paid version, it's unlimited. You can do that as many times as you want. So that's scan and photo. You can also add from the catalog, so you can just choose from the catalog. There's all kinds of different brands out here, materials. So all you have to do is search and then select it. So if I want to add, I don't know, let's go find a bamboo maybe or somebody. Let's see, I don't know, Creality. So blue, green, PLA silk, I can just choose that. Same screen you saw when you were adding from photo. You can set the location, price, whatever, and go to advanced mode, create the spool, it adds it to your inventory. So same deal. You can, let me go back to the beginning. You can then also add from existing. So I have some things in my inventory. So if I wanted to, for example, I bought another roll of jade white, I can just pick this, copy it, and it'll create another one. And then manually it's just that. You can key it in, so it will look up. So for example, Bamboo Lab, it's gonna know what's in the catalog and pre-populate or do type of heads as you try to enter it. If there's some obscure brand that's not in there, you can add it right here. And what happens is it'll go into a queue for review and approval. And then I or one of the other administrators on the site will review that. And then if it's valid, maybe we need to make some edits, that'll get added to the catalog for everybody. So you can, even if it's not in the catalog, you can add it to your inventory. And then lastly on Add-Spool, I have another video out there already, but you can do it from RFID tag. So again, if it's not available yet, it'll be available towards the end of the year. But the RFID version of the Spool Inspector, all you have to do is buy a bamboo spool, you put it on the inspector, hit scan tag, it's going to read it and populate everything. It's going to know the brand, the color, the variant, the roll size, all of that good stuff. So those are the main ways. You can also, in your inventory here, which you get to by clicking spools, you can import. So if you have, for example, let me show you one. If you have a spool inventory from another site that you've exported, or you track it already on a spreadsheet or whatever, you can import it here and you can do a map. And so what this is a column mapping. So this one, in the CSV, there was a brand key, which we're mapping to brand, material to material. It'll try to auto match best it can. But if it can't, you can go in here and pick any column to match to any column. But once you do that, then all you have to do is continue on. It'll import the entire inventory into your inventory on 3dspooltracker.com. So pretty easy. So that's it. Those are the main ways. So again, give it a shot, super easy. You get 40 free AI vision scans when you first sign up, but it continues to be free forever at $15 a month. And then all these others, the imports, everything you can do anytime, forever.